Welcome to the 10-Minute Life Coaching Program. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. I train people for improved personal and professional development, offering my assistance for those ready to develop their goals into tangible, focused, and achievable plans of action. And this podcast is one of the tools I use to complete my mission. How it works? It's very simple. In 10 minutes' time, you'll have a life lesson, if you will, that you can take along to improve your personal and professional life. You can take the lesson we give you here and easily implement it pretty much right now. There'll be some kind of thought process that you can put into place and get things moving at the end of the 10 minutes of the message. And if you find the message is something that may sound a bit repetitive, may sound like something you've heard before, and may sound like something you're actually doing right now that isn't quite popping off like it should be, we hope this is a reinforcement that what you're doing is a great idea that just needs a little bit of tweaking. I can possibly help you out with that. Look for more information on how you can contact me for one-on-one by going to the website 10minutelifecoach.com. Now, this podcast has very little to do with spirituality or woo stuff, as a lot of people say. And the main part of faith we do is faith to keep on keeping on for the most part. But let me let you in on a little bit of my background right now, a little bit of my philosophy. I am a Christian, if that means anything to you, but I am a Christian person, and I do believe in the fact that miracles happen. As oddly as it is to say that in a personal or professional development type thing that isn't woo-woo, I believe that sometimes the hand of God, if you will, overrides something that would happen and a miracle occurs. I also believe that I should not be putting myself out there for that hand of God to grasp me and rescue me at the last minute, because I'm putting a little too much effort and too much thought into what he can do. Although he can do anything, in my opinion, it's not up to him to save me every time something happens, because a lot of things that happen, I'm essentially putting myself in harm's way. So the best plan of action is to not put yourself in harm's way. You should not be setting yourself up for miracles to save the day in your personal life, in your professional life, in your business life, whatever you're doing. You should not be setting up things up for the miracle to happen, to come up. This is not the time where, we need to save the kids center in the movies and someone comes up at the last minute with a big donation to save the day. You should never just end up in a bad situation, because usually it is exactly of your own doing. And if it's not, it's because of negligence and not paying attention how things are going as other people are doing whatever it is to put you in that bad situation. So situations that occur that are not so great usually have a hand of you putting yourself in there. And doing what you can before that situation becomes dire always helps. If you see a bad thing coming, you should do what you can to avoid it. If you know your tire is on the low side, put some air in it instead of waiting for a flat to happen on the side of a road and then waiting for your miracle, that being your roadside assistance, to come and deal with it, because you could easily put some, for the price of $1, some quarters, fix that, or at least gave yourself more relief in the effort there. Keep yourself out of trouble, because when that flat happens, you might be a little farther away than you think. Now, the situation gets dire anyway. You need to know what processes you need to do to work your way out of it. In the example we just gave about the flat tire, if you have issues with your car, do you have roadside assistance? If you do you have the number to roadside assistance? I've been in situations where we've been in car incidents with people, and they know they have roadside assistance because they pay for it on their cell phone bill, but don't know how to get a hold of the people to make things happen. They don't know how to get people to do what they need to do, so you're not sit on the side of the road trying to fix that tire because you did pay for that miracle, if you will. However, it can't happen because you don't know how to make that call. Literally, not make the call because you don't know the phone number. If this is something going on in your personal life and you start to see issues with relationships that are breaking down, don't just let them falter. Don't just let them fizzle out on the side. If they're worth fixing, you see it coming, do what you can to fix it, to make things better, to strengthen the bonds, or to separate yourself so it doesn't turn into a situation where it's a bad breakup in a sense. You don't need to set yourself up for something that you can see that could do better or is not getting any better. You can fix it or find a way to get out of it right here, right now, not leave it up for someone else to pull you out of that jam. and get you out of what is going on. Miracles happen. Miracles exist. Miracles are something that just happen. But they don't happen on demand. And the frequency isn't every time I'm in a jam. So the best you can do to set yourself up to not have to be saved is the best saving grace there is. Now, with that being said, sometimes you need a miracle. Sometimes you need some hand of God to interact and snatch you from the jaws of defeat. Sometimes it's a Hail Mary play. Sometimes it's an amazing feat. Sometimes it's doing the best thing in your life, performing at the best level ever to make that thing happen. And that becomes a miracle in itself that you made it happen. And then you become a miracle as you tell that story to other people to inspire them to do what they're doing, or as it helps other people around you. It saves a business. It saves a teen center, if you will. And so now people can come to that business because you have gone there. You can hire more people. You can speak to more people. You can bring more folks in. More people will see the grand things you're doing, and they will believe that they have the ability to do as well. But they also have to know that it was not quite a miracle. It was hard work. It was a lot of effort. It was a lot of work to put into it. So they, with hard work and effort, can do something similar, if not the same, and don't have to wait for some divine intervention or, more likely, some anonymous gift, if you will, to happen to make things go the right way. So miracles are awesome, but miracles are not necessarily necessary if you can see the signs of what's coming ahead. That all comes from just being a regular observer of what's going on in your life, keeping your eyes open and not letting rose-colored glasses or letting the fog of war or whatever can distract you from what's happening happen. Dire situations will come up where you're in some sort of work situation that should be perfect, and then something happens. You get laid off. A key player gets laid off. You lose a big customer, and now you're scrambling to fix something. Many times you can see that coming. And if you see it coming, you can at least prepare for it, or at least be prepared for it as the situations like these arrive. You don't necessarily have to know how to fix every single thing that comes along, and you can sometimes see a miracle and have divine intervention come in and fix something before it gets critical. But if you see things going the wrong way, you should have enough sense to notice that you have a problem coming and prepare yourself for the problem, if not just fixing the problem in the first place. You can do this. You can do whatever it is that's out there. You have the power, you have the ability, you have the intelligence, you have what it takes to be a greater whatever. Assuming all those things are true, you also have the power to see what's in the way to keep those things from not happening. And so as you can see those obstacles coming your way, if something is very critical, very dire, a very serious stoppage, something that could stop all progress along the way, it's up to you to make your own miracle, if you will. It's up to you to at least see what's happening and prepare yourself for what's going to happen. Planes are equipped with parachutes because a plane may go down. Yes, there are times when miracles happen. Miracle of the Hudson, when they landed a plane in the middle of a lake, in the middle of a river in New York that could have crashed and killed a lot of people. That's a miracle. But that plane, trust me, was equipped with flotation devices for that particular reason, as the plane was going to crash and was going to crash into open water. The fact that they were able to save it and save everyone is the miracle on itself. So, miracles happen. Miracles are great. Miracles are not frequent and cannot be called on demand. So while you prepare yourself for a miraculous action that could happen, make sure you're actually preparing yourself for actions that are actually happening. Don't set yourself up to need saving if you can. Don't set yourself up so that a miracle is your only way out of a jam. And that's our lesson for this week. Thank you very much for listening to the 10-Minute Life Coach, being a part of the community, just being a pal for the most part. I cannot say thank you enough, so I say it often and say it gets kind of comical. As many times it comes up, it turns into like a space saver, like and ah sometimes. But I say it a lot because doing this podcast is work. It's effort. It's not miracles that come about with topics and words and editing and things like that. And bandwidth and cover art and all those things cost money, take time, and take a lot of effort and a lot out of a person who's doing a lot into something like this. So you are sort of a miracle to me to have an audience. But thank you so much for being here for the community. About the community, we have talked for weeks about the $10 Life Coach, and I have done and redone and reset and unset and reset the $10 Life Coach community on the website. And as I'm recording this, currently is no real $10 Life Coach set up on the website, and I apologize for that. We're working on that. We're making it a simple community. We may just open up a Facebook group to send you to put it on there, because right now Facebook groups are all the rage, even though I'm trying to avoid that. We're going to have an actual community for people to go to, for people who've asked about supporting the mission of the 10-Minute Life Coach. That's going to be the big thing, is to join in on the $10 Life Coach, help me gather some intel on how well we're doing, make sure I actually am targeting the right you at this point, and just keep on keeping on. Someone to help me keep going, and in the process, all of us will help all of us keep on going with accountability and things like that. In the meantime, let's wrap this one up pretty quickly this week. I'm going to remind you right now that if you need a little help with some other stuff on one-on-one or maybe just a group coaching session, check out the main website, 10minutelifecoach.com. $10 Life Coach is coming, as we just said. Plus, if you want to see what other projects I have going on, my main website is jclevelandpayne.net. Check it out for all those things. In the meantime, thank you. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the podcast. We are everywhere you're looking for. Trust me, I look in the stats, and there are many odd places that pop up that I'm not expecting. Look for us on iHeartRadio, on Stitcher, on Spreaker, and, of course, the big granddaddy of them all, Apple Podcasts. Yes, we are there. And, of course, subscribe. Ratings and reviews are awesome. Share it with some friends. Share it from people who can use a little bit of this. More people join the community would be great. And be back next week for another edition of the 10-Minute Life Coach podcast.